Hi, this is Frank Taylor with Nature at Your Door, and I'm here high in the Swiss Alps above the village of San Bernardino. Gonna do a really nice hike here. This is one that pretty much everybody can do. It's listed as an hour and 15, hour and a half from the village of San Bernardino in the canton of Grisons here in southern Switzerland. And the trail goes up to the top of the pass. And in the summertime, there's a restaurant up there, so it's really cool. And also, I believe in the summertime, the post buses here pick up passengers and take them up and down the mountain. So you can always hike this one way. So this is gonna be a short little on-the-road episode, a really cool hike, just absolutely beautiful scenery. And I'll show you a little bit about this really cool hike here in the Swiss Alps. And of course, I'll post information in the description for how you can find this and do this hike as well. Right here in your backyard. You never know what you're gonna find. It's an absolutely perfect day. I really wasn't gonna make a video today. I was just gonna completely relax, but it is so beautiful here. I just had to make this and share this with you guys. As are many Swiss trails, these are always really well marked, and this one is not an exception to that rule. You can see the white, red, white slashes marking the way the trail goes up this mountain. So it's May 15th, May 16th here in Switzerland. It's a beautiful spring day. I can tell by the way some of this grass is matted down, and in places it's just still gray, that the snow has recently melted off. It's a typical cycle here. And soon, many more flowering plants are going to pop up. You can see this is sort of a heath here. It's dominated by Swiss pine, which I think in America we call Mugo pine. Some azaleas, a lot of azaleas. And the azalea sort of ground cover is mixed in with junipers. I'm always impressed by the abundant water resources here in Switzerland. The fast-moving, clear water over this metamorphic and granitic rock. The scenery is spectacular. The trail, look how well made this is. It's a little wet creek crossing, and they got a nice bridge and wire on top of it so you don't slip. But look at this amazing scenery behind me. So we're heading up this way. I've done a lot of hiking trails. In fact, I've climbed to the summit of that peak in the far distance. That's Pizzacella. Recorded a little bit of rock scrambling and via ferrata apparatus where you can wear a climbing harness and hook into a wire cable for belay and safety. I've been way up in that valley as well. Be sure to check out my Swiss playlist for more hikes and climbs in this Ticino and Switzerland area. I really cannot get over the scenery, and what a spectacular day this is. Just so beautiful. The Swiss really have an impressive trail network. Trails everywhere. You can virtually go to any village in Switzerland. There'll be signpostings of trails and hiking trails beginning from every village. Now this part of the road here, this is really cool because this road has been here for almost 2,000 years. And what I'm walking on This is an old Roman road that the Romans built. And they always had these big squares on one side and squares on the other side for their carts on them. And so this is a pass that was once used by the Romans across from south to north, linking Italy to across the Alps to points north in parts of Germania. So it's fantastic to be here and walk this ancient trail. And so this trail kind of snakes through. You can still see some of these Roman blocks of the trail through here. Some remains, some not. The trail itself kind of leads off it sometimes, and you come back on it, and in some places that Roman road is just so distinct and so well preserved. Can you tell how excited I am? I'm really and authentically excited about sharing today with you. I just lucked into another spectacular day here in the Swiss Alps. It's absolutely fabulous. What an amazing place. Here again, you can see these big exposed blocks of this Roman road. And I remember studying in elementary school Roman history, and I did a project on Roman roads and how they're constructed. Google Roman roads and look at how they paved the surface and the pattern of the rocks, and also how they prepared the underpart or foundation of those roads. The Romans, was really huge, and part of that making that empire is having this coordination of roads to allow for movement and trade and troops and maintaining the Roman Empire. And it all comes down to infrastructure. And we have the same issues today, looking at the different countries, looking at aging infrastructure in their own countries. And again, look at this. Look at the scenery I'm surrounded by. Those long poles, you can see that this is also marked for a cross-country ski route. I go up and down the mountain through this particular route. Simply extraordinary scenery on a perfect, spectacular day. So the snow you see on these alpine peaks, these peaks are somewhere between 9 or 10,000 feet in elevation. These are not glaciated peaks. So this is only snow from last winter. And again, May 16th here, it's on the way to melting. And then by the end of June, July, that'll be gone. And if you're rock climbing, you can go back and rock climb these peaks without the danger of falling snow and ice. I'm often amazed by the number of ants one can see in the Alps. And if you ever sit down for a picnic, you'll know what I mean. And this reminds me more of army ants in the Amazon rather than ants here in the Swiss Alps. As you can see here, these are mound building ants, and their mounds are built of sticks and pine needles and debris and twigs and leaves. And so they create this giant infrastructure. And I've seen these mounds that are 6 or 7 feet across and up to 3 or 4 feet deep. So this is a relatively small mound. It's about 2 feet across. You can see the enormous number of ants that are working here. Here in the background, Merlin tells me you might be able to hear a Eurasian blackbird calling. I don't need to tell you that the colors on these flowers are absolutely spectacular. On occasion, the trail crosses the old road up the pass. This was the original road at one time. It was dirt and then gravel, and then it got paved over, and then they built a highway up through the valley, and now there's a tunnel underneath. So this road is only open when it's not snow covered and for mostly the scenery. It's actually a extremely well made and beautiful road, and about not so 10 years ago I rode my bike from the bottom of the pass here to the top. I've also biked several other passes and rode across Switzerland from Ticino, Italian border, all the way to Zurich. Fun stuff. Back to trail markings, and we head back up into the wilderness again. Again, you can see here how matted down the grass is, suggesting that, along with how brown it is, that the snow just recently melted here, and everything here is going to soon explode in spring colors and flowers. This looks like what I would call in America false hellebore coming up. We'll see later in the season how that comes out in flower. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Fantastic. Just superior and ancient road construction. That's so amazing. And of course, I love these delicate little flowers that pop up along the trail here in the early spring. As the trail crisscrosses the road here, of course, I'm reminded that if you can't do this hike, you can drive up here and you can walk around the lake at the summit. Maybe have a cup of cappuccino. As we increase in elevation, of course, the temperature is dropping, the wind is picking up, and we've got our first encounter with snow. I don't know what to expect as we get higher or we turn the corner. We'll see if I'll be able to navigate and or find the trail safely as we get higher and higher. So again, just unbelievable to see this road used and built by the Romans to produce and allow north-south corridor and trade and troops movement. It's just incredible to see that this road here is still intact, and how important the San Bernardino Pass was both militarily and economically to the Roman Empire. Simply breathtaking. first snow crossing on the trail. Nice and firm, easy to make a firm step. Here's another high alpine bog just melting out. We're at about 6,500, 7,000 feet here. So I'm here now at the top of the pass, and the scenery just continues to absolutely overwhelm me. In the background, I can hear a marmot whistling his warning. I'm going to have a monarch episode coming out on my channel soon, and you can see that this is where the gap is. This is the highest. That's the Hospicio ex-hotel, de facto restaurant, cafe, depending on the season and who owns it right now. From here, the road peaks and then starts down on the other. You can see the snow behind me. This can drift up pretty deep here on the top of these mountain passes. It's fascinating how much snow they can get up here, how it all melts, and this behind me will be a meadow during the summertime. So from here at the top of the pass, the road goes down the other side. It's all downhill from here on. I'm going to head back shortly. I'm just admiring this view. This mountain here is Pizzocello. I climbed that solo, like I said earlier, some time ago from the backside during the summer when there was not snow on it. The rock and loose scree was enough without having any ice or snow to deal with. Well, I'm standing in a sheltered spot to get out of the wind that's up here so I can do my closing. And I'm reminded I really need to change the intro to my channel, which might be done by the time you see this, because I started out just doing local episodes in the Appalachian Mountains for my biology students at the school that I taught at. And now I'm 65,000 plus viewers, 7 million views, and I've got episodes coming out in Switzerland and Ireland and England, on the south of Florida. So I've really gone from local Appalachian nature at your door to a lot of international nature and episodes. So again, check out my Switzerland playlist. If you like this, check out the description and you can get links to how to come here, because you can come here and do this as well. If you like what I do on the channel, please subscribe, give me a like, and leave me a comment. I always love hearing from my viewers. And remember, I cover all things nature, from frogs, toads, snakes, turtles, the myriapoda, insects, trees, wildflowers, and fungi. I cover all the things you might encounter just outside your door. Well, thanks again for watching this episode of Nature at Your Door here in Switzerland, in the Swiss Alps, in the Grisonnet canton above San Bernardino, Switzerland.